Welcome to FTP Coaching. Today we're doing another video of Poppy, our homebred Australian stock horse bred by Remington Star. She's nicely progressing through the groundwork of our Under the Saddle program, and today is the day where we are introducing her to the saddle. She's accepting of what the human does and is now ready for the saddle and the girth. Here she's checking out the saddle and gear I have left for her. You notice that she isn't tied up, as I like to give her as much freedom as I can to do the activity. It is important that she's happy with these items, as they are going to be strapped onto her. I'm not one to hide things from her and then surprise her with it. I like to show her what I do and give her the opportunity to see for herself and to try things out. All the way through the program, we are looking to build confidence and therefore foster any sign of curiosity. We get to know the horse's personality and can shape their learning process and activities to suit that. Today I am placing the vest and saddle pad on her, as she is used to it from having it under the bareback pad over the last couple of days. It is a nice thick and soft pad on her back. It is also the pad used later under the stock saddle, so she will be already used to its size, going all the way back to her hips. Monitor the horse during this process and assess if you need to go slower or can continue with it all. I now and then take my time brushing over it or moving around while I am doing it. I am trying to treat her like another horse. In this video, you will see that I am putting on an English saddle. While I am putting on an English saddle, the first time on her back, you notice that I have untied her. In case she pulls back, I can grab the rope and go with her without letting the saddle go till she settles, and then place the saddle on her back slowly. Otherwise, if she is tied up, she might pull back, and this could cause all sorts of trouble, and me potentially not being able to put that saddle on her back. Always prepare yourself for the worst scenario. In this case, she's been nice and quiet, and I am able to move from one side to the other side to now attach the girth. While I'm attaching the girth, I am taking my time, monitor her behavior, and taking it slow, hole by hole. You notice the stirrups are still on this English saddle. This is another exercise I will be doing in a few moments. She might be moving around and trying to check out what I am doing, but overall she's very calm. So I can go on the other side now, reach down, grab the girth, and again start strap by strap, hole by hole, tightening the girth. I'm not tightening it too tight, as I will be readjusting it over the next few moments. Once that is done, I'm asking her to step forward a little bit, and you have to be careful when you are doing that particular exercise, as the saddle can move and horses can get frightened due to the girth moving. So make sure you stand in the right position. I'm asking her for a bend. I am patting her all over, keeping her nice and calm. Before I'm moving on, testing the girth, touching her backside, wiggling a little bit on the saddle and see, and start taking off the stirrup. Now this is a little exercise, taking off the stirrup, due to the fact that you have to pull and strap and push, and it will give her extra desensitization of something happening around that saddle with a purpose. You can see she is very calm about it. She doesn't really mind me doing anything on her back there with the saddle. Once I have the stirrup, again, I'm going to walk away with her, so she's moving her feet, testing again if she can accept the girth, the movement of the girth underneath her belly. Make sure you stand in the right position. I'm watching her. She can cope. Standing her up and placing the stirrup into the basket. Before I'm doing the other stirrup and taking that one off. This is a long-winded process to saddle a horse. However, it's the first time and I'm trying to do as many different activities around that saddle and with the saddle path to get her used to having someone fiddling around on her back, on something that is actually strapped to her back. You can come up with other innovative ways of doing this. This is just one way I've worked out. And this time I was quite leisurely walking forward. I didn't really care about or watched her too much because I felt she was very nice and calm and following my lead. So here I just tightened the saddle a little bit more. Now I'm asking her to give me the leg a little bit, and that's the first time she's ever done that. So watch your horse. Not every horse will be giving you that front leg nicely. You can train that when you do your farrier's training. So now I'm walking away. I'm taking my stick with me to do just a couple of exercises. I won't do too much with little Poppy. I'm going to do a very simple hindquarter yield with drifting forward. So I am not going to do a proper hindquarter yield. I'll let her drift forward so that the saddle moves, the girth potentially moves. She's getting used to that movement. Here she got a bit stuck. Now I'm doing it on the other side. I'm getting the forequarters to move. So this is a different move. So this is now forequarter movements. There we go. And there is many other activities you can do. You can start circling if you're keen to circle them. You can start doing all different exercises you would be doing when you are doing your groundwork. Now, for my part, I am going to stop here. And I will show you again how to just slowly untack her by first throwing the rope over the rail, loose tying her. I have not hard tied her, so just loose tie her to the rail, and then I am going to slowly take the girth, undo the girth, take it off on both sides. I move on the other side, take it off on that side, and take off the saddle and the pad. All the way she stands still nicely. Should she not stand still nicely, I would place her back to stand nicely before continuing anything. Due to her having groundwork sessions prior to stand still, it's pretty much a prerequisite for this. She's standing still here nicely, and then I give her a quick groom, as I do with all of my horses after having been saddled or ridden. If they haven't been having too much of a sweat up, I'll just give them a good brush again, and that helps the blood circulation as well. And they do enjoy a little bit of TLC anyway, and I get to have another look around everywhere. If they're okay, nothing has happened, they're not tired or upset or have any other issues, and then I can let them go. Now, because she's in her own paddock, I just let her go here and end the session. Now, a session where a horse eventually follows you is a good session. a horse that runs away after you've finished and untacked them, you might have to ask yourself a few questions why that horse is not staying with you or coming along with you. Now, she's obviously very interested in my whip. So, curiosity. I am not pulling it away from her because it doesn't actually damage the whip, whatever she's doing here. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, and with this I will finish and wish you a lovely day.